Hey, my name is Leah Malquist, and I am one of the diamonds here in Strong Living. I'm super excited to be here to share this little bit of information with you guys today and be a part of your Getting Started training. So I'm going to share my screen. I am going to be here to talk to you a little bit about mindset and making sure that you have, we want you to be here for the long haul. We have the opportunity of a lifetime in front of us, and too often, and this is just in the industry, we see people quit way too soon because they didn't really come in here ready to treat a business like a business. So we want to prepare you with a couple things that'll really get you or help you to kind of have the right mindset for success here. So we don't see you quit too soon, because that just is heartbreaking knowing what we have. We hate to see that. So just a few things. So in the life of an entrepreneur, along the mindset or along the road of this, whether you're a traditional brick and mortar business or being a network marketer, in business, there is ups and downs. You will have good weeks and bad weeks. You are going to be in momentum and then suddenly have everybody you know tell you to go fly a kite. Some of the common first things that people experience that gets them frustrated and can be that first arrow is some of the people that you think are going to be the first to join you in business. They're the ones that think you're crazy. And that's completely part of this process. But then you're also the people that you never thought would be interested and are totally stoked. So just understand you're going to have ups and downs. And just when you're going in a down, know you're going to you probably have an up week right around the corner, an up day. And every day is a new day. So just kind of mentally prepare. There's going to be ups and downs in this. Success or failure is also up to you. Ultimately, we are going to provide you with training resources, as you're seeing right now. There is incredible leadership and mentorship here at World Global Network because of all the people and the great leaders that we have in front of us. You're definitely not going to be shorter on training, but while we can provide you with the tools and the resources, at the end of the day, we can't go out and do the work for you. So we're going to connect you and be that conduit and just empower you to be able to be successful. It's also going to take some work. This is by no means a get rich quick. This is not a, yes, I signed up for launching a new technology. My life is forever changed. It can be, but it takes work. Top earners in this industry work their tail off. And not that you have to be full-time. We have many people that work this very part-time to full-time. It's all dependent on what your goals and what you want to get out of it. But at the end of the day, it is going to take some work. And you have nobody telling you what you have to do because you're in business for yourself. So sometimes that can be a challenge for people. So go into it with the mindset where I'm going to get out of this what I put into this. And that it's just going to take some work for sure. One of the other things that I love, but also I find that sometimes people, we have to raise awareness to, is you're going to have to learn a few new skill sets, depending on if this is the first time you've ever been in this industry before, if this is your first company. There is, just like if you were to go start a new job in a traditional sense, there's different things that you have to learn in order to be successful. So in this industry, where there's skills on inviting to take a look at information, where do you find the people, doing good follow-up, understanding different types of personalities, navigating objections. Those are some of the skill sets that year after year, people that are in the industry, that we continue to grow. And have the mindset that you're never like, okay, I have it all figured out. Even if you're coming to us from another company, having been in the industry for 10 years, you should always constantly be on a growth to learn and do that personal development piece of it. So give yourself some grace, understand that you're going to learn some new skill sets along the way. Also focus. Like, we are such a busy, crazy world today. People going in a million miles in a million different directions. And a lot of times when we first get started, we're excited, we see it, we're laser focused, and then the new Game of Thrones comes on, a new season of Game of Thrones, or, something else comes up. So after we help you set some goals, you define your why, as Tanya mentioned in the previous videos, you're going to need to focus a little bit on what we have in front of us and stay engaged into the different trainings and whatnot throughout the week, because that will help you stay focused also. And then the last thing on this piece is the grit. I really like the word grit. So in mental toughness, and kind of like I mentioned, some people are going to tell you like this is a pyramid scheme. This is, so what are you doing? Technology always changes. People are going to throw arrows at you and trying to deflate you. It's just the nature of people sometimes. But if you have that strong why, you just need to just think of yourself as like made of rubber, like an arrow comes and it just bounces right off. And another good analogy we like to share is think of it like no different as if than if you're offering somebody a piece of bubble gum. Like you wouldn't say if somebody offered you gum, or you offered somebody gum and they said, yeah, no thanks, I'm good. You wouldn't like quit on eating gum. You wouldn't, be all offended. This is no different, really. We are, some people we think, oh my gosh, you need to see this and this will help you so much, whether the product or the business, but they're just not in a place that they're open, whether it's at that moment or, life changes all the time. You just got to, have grace for their situation and know that it's nothing personal to you at all. So it's having that grit to get through some of those challenges, and that, to help you get through to the next week, into a week where you're going to have some really great conversations. So the last thing I want to share is on time versus money. So when you first start in the industry, and especially with a new company, as you're learning some of these skill sets, you're kind of learning like the language and whatnot. Sometimes people feel like they're putting more time in than they're getting paid for. So if you break down your, hourly wage of sorts, at first it can seem like I really ain't making a whole lot. And this is industry-wide. This is not like for our company. There have definitely some exceptions when people have made some really fast, really quick money here. But in general, you're committing to the process. You're learning. I always tell my new enrollments, I want you to be here a year from now, regardless of the outcome. Because you might have, one skill set that you have this down, but you might need to grow in another area. And you're just continuing to network, continuing to grow, have conversations, and you never know when the seeds that you're planting are going to flourish. So when people quit after for the first month or two, they didn't even get to see the fruits of that work if they were putting in the work to begin with. So on average in the industry, just to kind of give you the right expectation, also, your first year is just about learning. You're learning your products, you're learning some of those skill sets, you're just learning how to navigate people. Typically, it's in years 2 and 3 when people start to make some decent part-time income, that are consistent and stick with it. By year 3, typically people are making working part-time, because a lot of times people have another jobs or, full-time parents, that kind of thing. That's when you're making really significant part-time income. Years 4 to 5 with consistency, now people are making oftentimes full-time livings, again, around their schedule though, with no boss. And that's when you start to see the curve, like, okay, it's years 5, 6, 7, when the time you're putting in, you're like, wow, I can't believe how much money I'm making for the hours now that I'm putting into my business. And again, that's with consistency though. And the reason why they say most people, only a small percentage of people make it in this industry, the number one reason for that is because most people quit. They didn't start making a lot of money right away. So they didn't commit. They didn't have grit. They didn't commit to learning and to going through personal development, and they quit. And if they would have just been consistent, had the right mindset, by year 7, people are making life-changing income. Again, those that are consistent in the business. Okay, so I just want to walk you into the right mindset so you can have success with us here at World Global Network, because you have an opportunity of a lifetime in front of you, and we are so glad you're here. So thank you so much for joining me, and go on to the next module.